Hey y'all, welcome back to my YouTube channel. And as y'all seen by the title, today I'll be telling y'all this trifling ass Aveda chronicles of how my classmates slashed my tires. Y'all heard that right, she slashed my tires. This is definitely gonna be like a Karen video because she was white and the situation was just crazy. Before we get into the video, y'all see the brows? Do y'all see the brows? I got them tattooed yesterday. I got the micro blading, the ombre, and she ate that. She killed that. But my girl Tiffany, she killed that. Before we get into any video, let's go ahead and get into the word of the day. All right, y'all. So honestly, this is gonna be a really short story. I just wanted to tell y'all this because I thought about it the other day. And yeah, like there is really no ending for this story. I'm gonna tell y'all that, and I'm gonna tell y'all why also. So let's stop all the little extra talking. So y'all know I went to Aveda for cosmetology school. I did 1,500 hours, which is basically a full year. So this was literally a month ago. I'm gonna just put some stuff in terms. Aveda, if you're black, do not go to Aveda. I went there simply because the name that comes with Aveda. If I ever decided to work in a salon or take like hair seriously, I was gonna have like the Aveda Institute education with woo. And hair world, it holds like a heavy weight, and that's what I wanted. Going into Aveda, I initially already peeped like a month into Aveda that it was for white people. I'm not gonna lie, they say that a lot of things is textured, a lot of things is like for black people, but it really wasn't. If anything, the furthest it went to was like mixed race people. And you don't even have to be mixed to have the same hair type. You really just have to be like Hispanic or something to have like a 4A or like a really loose curl. That's one red flag about Aveda. And going into this, and also part of my experience, like the whole year till September or late August, they do not care what the black girl has to say. And I'm gonna just say that, like, I'm not sugarcoating nothing. I'm not trying to make nothing sound pretty cute. No. The whole experience was bullshit. Anytime the black girl said something, you were problematic, and most likely you were gonna get sent home and lose hours. In order to graduate, you have to have a certain amount of hours. It was 11 hours a day. All right. But if Betty or Kayla or Kaylee or whoever said it, and this is no bash to any white women or any white girls, it's all love, but I'm just saying at that school they did not care. Any black staff that they hired, if you showed any personality outside of what's professional for black people, not professional for white people, to be honest, at that school it was no professionalism for white people. You can do the same shit but your color is different and they won't care. It was hella instructors basically saying nigga this and nigga that, a lot of racist comments, and a lot of like, well, I'm gonna just say this, like the head director, Mr. D, he was very sexual with some girls, very flirtatious and all of that. But I just want to give y'all a little synopsis of Aveda. Not too much in detail, but just a little bit. So that's why this story don't have an ending, y'all, honestly. So the day of, so y'all, I decided that I wanted to graduate super early. My original date of graduation was supposed to be October 11th or 15th because I had missed a few days while I was attending school. My original set date, the same day that I started, the same day I was supposed to end, like the full year was supposed to be September 25th. And when I decided I wanted to graduate early, I had like 2 months to do all of this. So that means coming 5 days a week, 11 hours every day, and getting through the next 2 months, right? The earliest date I could have graduated was August 31st, the last day of August. However, I think a birthday or something came up to why I couldn't do it. I wasn't stressed about it. I was just more concerned of what's the fastest day I can get out of there. For me, the fastest day was September 1st, but that would mean I get no graduation, I get no ceremony, no none of that, and I was okay with that. But my family, they were like, no, you have to do it, you got so far. So I moved my day to September 7th. Keep that in mind. Cool. So y'all, in the mix of me like making up my extra hours and stuff, and I also want to say this too, y'all, while I was making up my extra hours, I was on A side. At Aveda A side, my experience, it was all white girls, tall, blonde hair, maybe some brunettes. Some people will highlight blue eyes. It was just majority white people. Like in any form, it was just majority white people. It was really calm. I feel like I don't want to go too much in detail in that, like, and what I'm trying to say right here, because I want that to be a separate video. But I'm trying to put it in perspective, simple as it was a lot of white girls there, and they didn't have any like drama, or the drama that they did have, they looked over it or resolved it like really soon, to where the atmosphere was like really freaking peaceful, versus B side where it was a lot more really black people there. Cool. So I was making up on A side. I had got there really early. I was in good spirits, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it today. Y'all ever just had like a really encouraging day? I had an encouraging day for myself, and I wanted to get the day done. I was happy. Got there, mind y'all, school started on that day probably like at 9 o'clock. I got there at 8:30. That was an accomplishment, because if y'all know, doing 11 hours a day, like, and it's tiring. So whatever, I got there at 8:30, and I do have pictures. I'm praying to God I have pictures, because one, let me tell y'all something, I blocked 3 people off of my page the other day because I did a story time. This is side note, I did a story time and I didn't have receipts, and I also said in that video that I heard someone's story who sounds similar to mine's, and these 3 people thought that it was okay to, one, call me a liar, and also one that was really entitled said, oh, I never have receipts, I never have receipts. My last video, when I was telling y'all about how my friend got me arrested, I said in the video I was going through Milton. I did not have any Wi-Fi, I did not have any service. I was recording that video with no internet. When I uploaded the video was literally when I got internet. In my mind, and even then that morning I searched for the videos and the receipts, but I couldn't receive them, and I wasn't gonna like not drop my video because I couldn't find receipts. And also, I do want y'all to assume, like, this story now, I tell a lot of stories, some recent, some past, but these people are still like watching me. I don't know, like, one of the girls I be talking about, this girl is in a whole gang. What sense do I make dropping like hella receipts to where people know who exactly I'm talking to? It's been plenty of people that I know come on my page and comment and show love and even text me separately. I'm not gonna get myself in no type of nothing for y'all entertainment. Y'all gonna watch the video or not? That's my last time saying that. If I don't have the video of how my car was parked, that's fine. I gotta delete pictures and videos to make these videos for y'all, okay? So I'm parked on like the side of the building. The way the back of a video was set up is this big like Kane's furniture, I don't care, Kane's furniture wall right here, where it's like one spot, one huge spot where 2 cars can fit. One car right here, one car right here, like front to bumper. I had, you know, something in my heart that day, and I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna park my car dead center into like 2 spots. And I do know A side was bigger than B side. So B side, I could do some shit like that, but I was trying to be kind. So I parked my car a little shifted down, and I already had clocked in. So I'm just in my car chilling because they ain't talking about nothing in school. So this red car comes and she parks like directly in front of me. Like, I'm watching her, because one thing about it, people do dumb shit. Reckless drivers, they do dumb shit when they think someone isn't in the car. I already knew that this was a reckless driver. She come in the front and she's moving fast, hella reckless. She's like coming in the front and then she back up like on my car like this. Mind y'all, I gave this girl plenty space to have her own like little car and extra room to back it, whatever. She come on me like this and I'm in the car. So me in my mind, I'm like, damn, she about to hit my car. So I pull back a little bit to where it's like this. So she scoots down. She scoots down, right? So I honk and I'm like, just scoot up a little bit, right? Mind y'all, that morning, I'm peaceful. I'm not trying to do all that extra rah-rah and in my mind, graduate. She come out the car and she has an attitude. And I'm like, oh, sweetie, can you just like pull up a little bit? You're on my car. Instantly, she got hella aggravated and started like, I'm not your sweetie. I'm not your sweetie. I'm not gonna repark my car. It's plenty of space. So I am saying, like, I'm like, listen, it's only space because I backed up a little bit. And at this point, y'all, it was a car behind me. So if I backed up any further, I was literally gonna be like locked in between two of these cars. And I'm not gonna back up any further to where I'm like bumping the car here because they had parked slanted. Like the front was straight, but the booty was out. So if I came out, I was gonna like touch them. So I'm like, look, I'm showing her. I'm like, I can't back out because this car is parked like that. Da, da, da. She's yelling, she's going crazy. Mind you, this is a white woman. And I'm just telling her, move up a little bit. She had plenty of space to move up. So me, I'm irritated and I'm trying to contain myself, right? So I go and I just take a picture of her license plate. In the mix of this argument, it's like the dumper truck is coming. And I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I'm a crash out. I'm definitely a crash out. I'm very peaceful, but when you get me there, you get me there. In my mind, I already had the thought like, I'm gonna do something to your car. I can say that because I didn't do it. But my first intention was, you're putting my car in harm's way and you're coming like this real aggressive with me and I'm gonna hurt your car. Like in my devious mind, I'm thinking that. I didn't do that. So I get out, I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna take a picture of your license plate. It's cool. So she's like, oh, I can take a picture of your license plate too. Da, 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 da. And she take a picture of my license plate. So I'm just like, all right. Mind y'all, this wasn't no criminal shit to where it's like I want to back out to make sure she don't got a picture of my license plate. So she walk away. The dumpster truck get the trash and they leave. So I'm in my car and I'm processing and I'm just like, you know what? Maybe that went wrong. Maybe she's having a bad morning. That's what I'm thinking. So I go ahead and I go to her and I find her in the class and I'm like, you know what? I'm sorry. I said that to her. I was like, I feel like we got on the wrong foot and it's early. I didn't mean to be disrespectful to you. I didn't mean for it to come like I was like angry at you or anything. So her response was completely the fuck opposite. She was like, oh yeah, are you apologizing for being a bitch? Are you apologizing for being a bitch? Because if you're not apologizing for being a bitch, you're very rude. Da, da, da. And I was like, wait. I stopped myself. And I was like, how was I rude? And she said, you call me baby girl. You call me sweetie. And I was like, no, I was saying that because I was trying to level with you. And she got real up there, so I got really up there too. I walked away. Now, my thing is, the class that I always been in, they just so happen to be in that class. I'm not getting moved out of my class for a fuck thing. So I go in there. Mind y'all, I want to also say this on A side. Anytime it's the Negro folks there, they want to let the white people breathe because they work so hard. So if you're making up a day, you're working and the white girls are just gonna sit down. And I want to preface saying white girls because it was majority white girls. On B side, they can still be in the back unless we're overflowed. They're not gonna get no work. They're just gonna enjoy their little dancey day. Cool. I'm all about soft girl shit, but it gotta be equal for everyone. All right, boom. So going to class and I'm sitting in the class and I hear her, so me, I'm like, no, what happened was, and I tell the class, she's all embarrassed and she's all like that. And I also want to say this, like, I wasn't trying to win nobody over. You're just not gonna lie on me. So the people that I was cordial with at that time, they was like, you know what, we're sitting out there, just come sit with us because this look like it's gonna escalate. And mind y'all, I already had like a previous incident at Aveda, so I'm just like, I'm like, you know what, let me leave because I'm about to graduate. This was the devil, honestly, thinking about it. And Aveda is a demonic school. I'm also say that that's for another video. That's for another fucking video. I go in the front, and then that's the first thing that happened. And like I said, I made up some few days. I seen her in passing, and she still had the same animosity, and it was still tension there. I had let it go because I'm like, you know what, at this point, it is what it is. Mind y'all, I still had the thoughts in my mind like, oh, I'm gonna touch your car as soon as I'm like getting ready to graduate because then I'm out of here. She just be. Okay, y'all, I do want to say the reason why I wanted to touch her car still is because although I had let it go, she was still going around to her friends and still always acting some type of way towards me, even though it was like, all right, girl, this is like a week old, 2 week old at the time that she had did what she did. So I was more so just aggravated because it's like, you keep trying to take it there, so I'm going to take it there with you. That's what I was on. To it. So this one day, so the first day that I realized something was off with my car, I was driving, but my vehicle was just like shaking. Bro, look how much everything is shaking. I don't know shit about cars. I'm not gonna lie, I have no shame. I don't know nothing about cars. So I go and go home. 3 days I went by, and I'm saying to my man, I'm like, nah, this just don't feel right. Because at first, like, anytime my car is like low on gas, it acts up. So I was like, no, babe, this don't feel right. This don't feel right. I realized my car was declining. I'm driving home on the interstate this morning, and I just have a bad feeling. And I get close to my house. I'm just praying. I'm like, God, just take me home. Soon as I turn into my like neighborhood, my car just a pop. It's just a pop. So I'm not thinking something is wrong with my tire. I'm thinking like, damn, like I instantly started crying because I'm like, I fucked up my car. I'm always fucking up my car. So my man come and he's looking at it. My mom husband come as well, and they take my tire off. And lo and behold, it's a slash.
Show you more.
That's too perfect.
I can even show you more.
Look,
I can even look. I just opened it. You can see. Yeah. You see how you see the wires?
Look at the difference.
Here, you can't see them.
Look at that mark. Look at that nice slice.
Somebody slash your tires.
That's too perfect. But
right here, and then it starts tearing more as you know.
Mind y'all, I had two people who I feel like this was. It was the girl who I was like, my bully got bullied, and I'm gonna do more story times on her, and this white girl. But I was like, this girl been terminated from Aveda like months ago. It's no way in hell someone's just gonna be like that spiteful, especially with you having so much time. There's no way it happened now. It only makes sense with the person that been having this beef with me. So she slashed my tires, and y'all, I would go back to Aveda to pull up the cameras and take it further, but this is my thing. The whole time that I was there, it was an incident where I had a whole asthma attack, and Lily told me, that's the director of Aveda, told me that my hours weren't being accounted for, and I should just go home. She thought I was lying, and she was like, even if it did happen, she didn't care. I had to write letters to Steven to basically tell him what happened, right? And even then, they still didn't care. I protested I wasn't going home, which is why I didn't end up going home. But these are the type of person that they are. You know what I mean? When a teacher, Mr. Quinta, tried to sabotage my hours, I basically, on the board, we have to write when we're gonna leave, and I did that, and she erased it off the board, and Lily was threatening. Well, Lily was gonna send me home. She actually did send me home and stole my hours from me. But when, I'm not gonna say my classmate name, but when my classmate told Mr. Quinta, what happened, and Lily, what happened, they got on it ASAP. So this is why I'm saying I chose not to fight my battle in that instance, simply because of I knew I was gonna get shut down and muted and shut it up. And it's not just attire for me. Honestly, it represents a lot more, but I think for my own peace and to enjoy the fact that I graduated, I left it alone. But a lot more Aveda stuff is gonna come, and I'm not scared at all to put stuff on, put it out there, because they have cameras. And if these instances and moments are not recorded, that's a lie, because the cameras are always running. And from what they told me, it was always what is it called, voice. They have audio on the camera, so they can lie all they want. I just didn't want to stress myself out. So that's what I'm saying. There's no ending to this story, but this was definitely a story. Okay, watch these crazy Karens. They crazy. But I hope y'all enjoyed the video, and I'll see y'all in the next one.